The world has always been fascinated by the love life of CanYaman. From his explosive rise to fame in Turkey to his meteoric success in Italy, every step of his journey has been followed with obsessive attention. Yet, nothing could have prepared fans for the whispers that began to spread recently, whispers of a secret wedding, hidden away on a Greek island, far from the flashing cameras and endless paparazzi. Could it be true? Did CanYaman secretly marry in Greece, and if so, who was by his side on that magical night? The rumor began innocently enough. A fan spotted Can on a ferry traveling between Athens and a lesser-known island in the Aegean Sea. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a holiday trip, a chance for the actor to escape the spotlight. But soon, photos began to circulate, photos of Can dressed not casually, but in a suit, surrounded by a handful of close friends. The whispers grew louder. Was this simply a private gathering, or had Can finally tied the knot in a secret ceremony that no one saw coming? For years, CanYaman has been one of the most talked about men in the Mediterranean world. Women adore him, men admire him, and the press never seems to leave him alone. Yet despite countless interviews and endless speculation, Can has always kept a part of himself hidden. Yes, there were relationships. Yes, there were rumors of passionate affairs. But there was also silence, moments where he refused to confirm or deny, leaving fans in a frenzy of curiosity. So when the Greek wedding story broke, it hit like a bombshell. Not only because it suggested that Can had made the biggest commitment of his life, but because it raised questions that no one could answer. Who was the bride? Why Greece? And why in secret? The choice of Greece is telling. Can has always spoken fondly of the country. Its culture, its food, its closeness to Turkey, it is a place where he feels both at home and far away enough to breathe. A Greek island, quiet and secluded, would be the perfect place for a secret ceremony. No paparazzi. No screaming fans. Just the sea, the stars, and a handful of trusted loved ones. Insiders claim that the island in question was Hydra, a place famous for its beauty and discretion. No cars, no chaos, just winding stone streets and the sound of waves crashing against the harbor. If one wanted to disappear into romance, Hydra would be the perfect place. But who was there with him? That is the question that has shaken fans to their core. Some insist it must have been Demet Özdemir, the eternal flame that never seems to die in Can's life. Others argue it could have been someone new, someone the press hasn't even discovered yet. After all, Can has been known to guard his private life with ferocity. Could he really have pulled off a secret wedding without the world finding out until now? The evidence is tantalizing. Local villagers report seeing a small gathering in a church, candles lit, music drifting into the night. They describe Can, tall and handsome in his suit, looking nervous yet deeply emotional. A woman in white was by his side, her face hidden from curious onlookers. Some even swear they heard vows being exchanged. But when journalists rushed to the island days later, there was no trace left behind, only whispers in the wind. Adding to the mystery, Can has been noticeably quiet on social media. Usually active, posting glimpses of his glamorous life, he has suddenly gone silent. For fans, this silence speaks volumes. What could keep him away from the spotlight if not something monumental, something life-changing, something like a wedding? And yet, there are contradictions. Some sources close to Can deny everything. There was no wedding, one friend reportedly said. It was just a gathering of friends. People are reading too much into it. Others, however, wink and smile when asked, refusing to give a straight answer. You'll see soon enough, one insider teased. Fans are divided. On one side are those who believe with all their hearts that Can has indeed married, that the secret wedding is real, and that soon the truth will come out. On the other side are skeptics who argue that this is just another rumor, another attempt by the press to create a scandal out of nothing. But both sides agree on one thing: if there really was a wedding, it would change everything. Because let's be clear, a wedding would not just be a personal milestone for CanYaman. It would be a cultural event, a story that would dominate headlines across Turkey, Italy, Greece, and beyond. Fans who have followed him for years, who have dreamed of being the one at his side, would be devastated. Others would celebrate, convinced that Can deserves happiness after years of being pursued and scrutinized. But for Demet Özdemir, if the bride was not her, the news would be crushing. Their history is long, complicated, and full of unspoken emotions. If Can has truly moved on, if he has given his heart to another woman in such a permanent way, then perhaps the chapter of Can and Demet is finally closed. Or is it? Some argue that the bride may, in fact, have been Demet herself, that the two, tired of speculation and rumors, decided to do what no one expected, marry in secret, away from the world's eyes. The Greek wedding mystery has become a symbol of Can's larger-than-life persona. He is a man who can command millions of fans, a man who can light up any room, but also a man who keeps his most intimate truths hidden. And maybe that is why people cannot let go of the story. Because it is not just about a wedding, it is about the possibility that behind the glamour and fame, there is a man who simply wants love, who wants to belong, who wants to find peace on a quiet island in the middle of the sea. In the end, whether the wedding happened or not, one thing is certain: CanYaman has once again captured the world's imagination. Every photo, every rumor, every whisper keeps fans hooked, desperate for answers. And as long as he remains silent, the mystery will only grow. Was there truly a secret wedding in Greece? Was there truly an island love that has changed his life forever? Perhaps one day, the truth will come out. Until then, the world will keep guessing, keep dreaming, and keep watching the man who can turn even the simplest rumor into a legend. But the mystery only grew darker in the days that followed. Journalists from across Europe descended upon Greece, desperate to uncover the truth. The narrow stone streets of Hydra were suddenly flooded with camera crews, microphones, and reporters shouting questions into the night. Tavern owners, waiters, and local fishermen all became unwilling witnesses in the frenzy, asked repeatedly if they had seen anything unusual, if they had seen her. Some swore they had seen Demet Özdemir herself, walking quickly through the harbor late at night, her hair tied back, her expression serious. Others dismissed the claim as fantasy, pointing out that no photographic evidence had surfaced. But the rumor spread like wildfire: could Demet have been the mysterious bride? The thought electrified fans. For years, people had begged for a reunion, begged for their favorite stars to finally confirm what everyone had long suspected. If Demet had indeed flown to Greece in secret, if she had stood beside Can in a quiet church lit only by candles, then this would be the most shocking twist yet. But if it was not Demet, then who? And why would Can choose silence at a time when the world demanded answers? Meanwhile, Can himself was spotted days later in Athens, leaving a luxury boutique hotel. He looked tired, more serious than usual, his usual playful confidence replaced by something more introspective. Paparazzi captured the moment, shouting, "Can, did you marry? Who was the bride?" But he said nothing. He only offered a polite smile, a brief wave, and disappeared into a waiting car. For the press, his silence was louder than words. Silence meant secrecy. And secrecy meant the rumors might just be true. Friends close to Can, speaking anonymously, revealed that he had been struggling with the weight of expectation. He knows anything he does will become a global headline, one insider shared. He wants happiness, but he also wants peace. Maybe Greece gave him a chance to have both, even if only for a moment. The global reaction has been overwhelming. Italian magazines ran cover stories with titles like Il mistero del matrimonio segreto, the mystery of the secret wedding. Turkish tabloids exploded with speculation, debating endlessly whether Demet was the hidden bride. Spanish entertainment shows devoted entire segments to the rumor, while American gossip outlets added their own flair: the Turkish star who married in Greece without telling the world. On Twitter, hashtags trended for days. Hashtag Greek wedding, hashtag CanYaman bombshell, hashtag Demet or not, and hashtag island love all lit up timelines across continents. TikTok edits flooded the platform, clips of Can and Demet from Erkenci Kuss, cut together with images of Greek islands, soft romantic music in the background, captions like, "They finally did it in secret." For fans, this wasn't just gossip. It was hope. Hope that love still mattered more than fame, that two people could choose intimacy over publicity, that even stars could crave the simplicity of a hidden promise on a distant shore. And yet, for all the excitement, doubt lingered. Could Can really have risked such a massive revelation without preparing for the fallout? Could he really have tied the knot knowing the media storm it would unleash? Some skeptics argued that the story was too perfect, too cinematic to be real. Perhaps it was all coincidence, a private party mistaken for a wedding, a woman in white mistaken for a bride, a silence mistaken for confirmation. But if it was all fantasy, why did Can not deny it? Why did he not step forward and laugh, dismissing the rumors as ridiculous? Why allow the speculation to grow, unless the truth was something he was not yet ready to reveal? For Demet, the whispers have been equally heavy. While she has remained focused on her career, fans flood her social media with questions. Were you in Greece? Did you marry Can? Is this the reunion we dreamed of? She has answered none of them. Her silence, too, has become fuel for the fire. Imagine if it was her. Imagine the strength it would take to hide such a monumental decision, to marry in secret knowing the entire world was waiting to devour every detail. And imagine if it was not her. Imagine the pain of watching the man with whom she shared so much history take such a step with someone else, hearing the world speculate endlessly, while she remains on the sidelines, silent, unreadable. As the dust begins to settle, one thing remains clear: the Greek island wedding mystery has become more than just a story. It has become a legend, one that blurs the line between reality and fantasy. Fans are left wondering not just what happened, but why it matters so much. Because in the end, perhaps it is not about whether Can married or not. Perhaps it is about the idea that love, in its purest form, can still surprise us, can still defy the cameras, can still belong only to two people standing together in the night, whispering promises meant for no one else. And that is why the story will not die. Because whether true or not, it gives the world something it craves, the belief that even in the chaos of fame, even under the brightest spotlight, love can still be sacred, secret, and unbreakable.